What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void Horror Podcast. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be doing a spoiler-free review of a movie that came out in 2019 but just got released on digital and everywhere online called Feedback. And it's kind of a thriller, and holy shit. So Feedback is kind of a movie that I've been following in the background a little bit. Richard Brake, who is one of the actors in this movie, who you may actually know from a lot of Rob Zombie films, like 31, you all like Popcorn in Hell. And of course, it's also got Eddie Marsan in it, which he is a well-established actor. And I thought, hey, this might be a really cool, interesting combination. The story is essentially about a radio star who talks about politics and tells it how it is with a show called The Grim Reality. Jarvis, who Eddie Marsan plays, is pretty popular and a lot of people disagree with him. In fact, he has been attacked for his point of view on the liberal agenda, essentially. Yes, this movie has a political and social commentary. So if that's not for you, you may not want to watch this movie, but you may be missing out on one of the better thrillers I've seen in a while. But essentially, he gets assaulted by a group of people who are out to hold him and the entire radio station hostage. And a story unfolds that is both political and social commentary at its finest. Online has become a very frothy place for any side to speak on, and a lot of people get very upset. So this is the perfect conduit for this story to come out. This movie doesn't waste too much time really getting to know anybody, jumps right into some of what is happening, and it kind of creeps into you. It's actually really intense. It's one of the more intense movies I've seen, and it really grips you in your seat, regardless of what you think of the outcome or what the ending may bring. By the end of the movie, you're going to be probably pretty surprised about everything that happens. You might have some questions about it, like I did. It does a really good job of trying to put you in a position where you judge your own ethics and morals in the particular situation, which I personally find pretty refreshing. Yes, we hear about politics and social commentary a lot of the times, but I don't think it's wrong for us to talk about things like that. Whether I agree with it or not doesn't necessarily matter, because the ride that I took here is bloody, it's violent, it's intense, and it made me question my own personal beliefs, ethics, morals, whatever you want to call it. And I think that is a pretty big fucking plus for a movie. Now, was it 100% perfect? No. Does everybody love it? Of course not. But I think that this movie is really pretty good, and I would probably give this movie like an 8. So I'll just tell you that early on. Eddie Marsan does a really good job of playing the character that he's in. He's both likable and kind of, I don't know, there's some things in there that really make you question things and also put yourself in a situation that you would not want to be in. I really liked seeing Richard Brake in this film. The intensity and the violence and everything that's going on, it is just comes at you, and it just kind of crescendos into this madness. By the end, you may be really excited or really sad or somewhere in the middle, kind of like me. This movie is directed by Pedro C. Alonso, who for the most part is not really a well-known director, but for the kind of tension that he brought on camera, I'm pretty impressed. The acting was pretty decent. I didn't at any point in time feel like it didn't belong. I think it was very well done for what it was telling the story of. Sometimes it was gut-wrenching and kind of just disgusting. It really puts you in a ethical or moral crossroad And I think that's a really cool thing. If you are into thrillers, if you're into violence and gore and shit like that too, and it doesn't really bother you too much about some sort of political or social commentary, then you should be fine. It doesn't make me feel like I'm not going to stand up for the things that I believe in, irregardless of this movie. I'm just open to experiencing some sort of ride, seeing through other people's eyes, and possibly having a dilemma with where I stand. I think that's a good thing for most people to have so that they can figure out what they actually care about and what they actually feel. And a movie that can do that, that's pretty fucking good. I would recommend this movie for you to see, and I think that you should definitely check it out. I think it's like $4 on digital online. I think it was $4 on Amazon at last I checked. This movie's been out for a long while, but it didn't get released over here. In fact, it had its first debut in Spain. It looks really sharp, a lot of really cool scenes and everything, the great set. They did not skimp on it at all, even though it is condensed to one radio station. For that reason, it definitely deserves an 8 for a solid film that you should check out. If you are a fan of thrillers, check it out. I honestly think you will have yourself a really interesting time, but some people are a little bit more intolerant or tolerant of these types of films. But I think it's worth watching, so I think you should give it a shot to see what you feel about it, and just kind of go for the ride. Have you guys seen the movie yet? I've been bugging Richard Brake online about this movie for months now. I wanted to watch it before the end of this last year for the top 10 that we did for the podcast. But yeah, good job, Richard Brake. Good job, Eddie Marsan. I think you did great. I think this movie deserves the attention that it should get, regardless of where you stand. So check it out. Come back. Let me know what you think about it. And if you have seen it, sound off in the comments down below. What did you think of this film? And as always, long live the void.